The earlier you can start contacting and building a relationship, the better. You know, with some of these people, the relationship's going to last for many years. So you want to start off on the right foot. It's about getting in early, introducing the project, giving people the bigger picture about what the project's trying to achieve and those benefits, and then working out, you know, how their property fits into that and the impacts it's going to have and what they can and can't influence.
But it comes down to when you have those conversations, they are quite personal. And I would say having those personal relationships that grow over time. As we said, you know, some of these acquisition processes take a number of years. So keeping that, you know, the people working on the project and have the connections with those property owners, keeping that consistent over that length of time, that's probably crucial, because you build that relationship, you build that trust, and you can have really meaningful conversations.
A residential property owner, quite often it's a lot more personal for them. So the impact is, it's a personal thing, it's your home a lot of the time. So, you know, that's quite an emotional, it's an emotional thing for people. For businesses, you know, quite often it's about the commercial aspects of that. And, you know, if we're looking at relocating a business, how do you do that if one of their sort of key differentiators in the market was their location? So for instance, you know, an inner city mechanic, you know, his market is going to be inner city people. How do you then move that mechanic and say, look, we're going to pop you out in South Auckland? Don't underestimate the time that you need to build these relationships. Don't underestimate the resource that you need to carry out these engagements. You're not just looking at a comms and engagement work stream, but often you've got designers, planners coming along with you. You need time for those teams to, you know, gel together and actually understand how each other works and how you're going to work together when you go and carry out these engagements. And you also got to take into account, you know, your team's health and well-being, because these are not easy conversations a lot of the time. You've got to give people a break from that at a certain point. So yeah, for me it comes down to enough time, enough resource, I guess enough budget. Both of those things can take a bit of money, and having the right people there to give you the advice on how to carry it out well.
I think clients should have a strong engagement plan from the very early stage of the project, and they should look to commence that part of the plan as early as possible in the project, and, you know, bring those affected people and parties into the conversation as early as possible.
Because once you start engaging with property owners, it does trigger a whole other kind of series of stuff or questions or information that people want after that. So you need to be prepared that once you start that property engagement, it will trigger a whole lot of other engagement that you'll need to have. And I think one of the other stakeholder groups that you need to consider quite thoroughly are the adjacent property owners. So they may be right next to an affected landowner, but they're not directly affected. But those people are the ones you're going to actually have the longer term relationship with, because they're going to be there through planning, then through construction, right through to the delivery of that project. So yeah, just understanding that the property engagement is a trigger for a longer journey, I guess, and for a lot of other engagement that will come next.